Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation continues from Bhavan Akhari, composition of Bhagat Kabir Ji, starting on page 340 of the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And we recite the 19th and 20th salok today. The recitation. Dada Dar Upaje Dar Jai, Ta Dar Meh Dar Reha Samai. Jo Dar Dare, Ta Fir Dar Lage. Nidar Hua, Dar O Hoye Page. This is the 19th salok. So the word dar has been played on with exquisite poetic construction in this passage. And so we have to really pay some attention to the different connotations of dar and their usage in this salok. So dar, the word dar, appears in this passage as dar mukta without any vowel sign, and dar with an ankar which makes it singular. So Kabir Ji says Dada, from the letter Dada, the lesson to be learned. Dar Upaje Dar Jai. So Dar Upaje means when fear arises, Dar Jai, fear disappears. So the question is, which fear is he talking about that arises, that has to arise in order for fear to dissolve? And that's the distinction. Because dar can mean fear, and that is the popular common usage of the word. But in the context of this passage, it also means restraint. It also means reverence. It also means awe and wonder. The sense of vismad, if you will. So, and the singular form that is being used, darajai, which is that fear, that one fear that dissolves. Here that pertains to the fear of death, which is at the root of our anxiety. So now, let's see what Kabirji really means. He says, when reverent love for hukum arises in the mind, because love also means restraint, fear, out of a respectful sense, reverence. So when reverent love for hukum arises in the mind, then that singular dar, the fear of death, which is our existential anxiety, our angst, it disappears. Dar Upaje Dar Jai. So that one fear, which is the root of all fears, will disappear when reverence and love for hukum appears in your being. When that happens, ta dar meh dar reha samai. So that one fear becomes dissolved in hukum. What does that mean? It means that death is then seen or understood to be an inviolable part of hukum. It is part of hukum. There is acceptance of death, in other words. So all of our worldly apprehensions dissolve into a sense of awe and wonderment and acceptance. We begin to realize that death is not the cancellation of life. It is simply a pause or a change in state. It is hukum. So you see, fear begins to evaporate. But Kabir Ji warns us, Jo dar dare, ta fir dar lag gaye. If you remain distant from hukum, that is to say, if you continue to live in your ego, how may, then fears of all kinds will assail you at every step. Jo dar dare, ta fir dar lag gaye, fir lag gaye. So Kabir Ji concludes by saying, Nidar hua, dar ur hoye page. So the word ur means to take to wings and fly. It also means the heart, the mind. So you see the play on words. What it means is, when I'm in harmony with hukam, the fear of death flies from the heart. It takes off. Now to the 20th salok. And the letter here is Dada. Dada dig tundekati anna. Tundat ही डर गए पराना चढ़ सुमेर टूंड जब आवा जह गड़ गड़यो सो गड़ में पावा. So Dada dig tunde kate anna, again it is an interrogative. It says, why are you searching afar and everywhere for that which is present with you? Dig means near, nearby. Tunde kati anna, searching everywhere. Why are you searching afar? Why are you looking elsewhere when the one that you are looking for is present with you? And if you continue in that search, tundatahi tehag gaye paranna. Tehag gaye means to fall. In that search, you will exhaust yourself. You will exhaust the vital force of your life, pran, the breath. And chad suber toond jab awa, jeh gad gadyo so gad mein hai pawa. Cheh chadyo sumer. Sumer is that mythical mountain, the summit. So Kabirji says that even after you, in this long odyssey that you set out on, searching, and it takes you to the summit of this mythical mountain, and you return after your odyssey, this long odyssey that we are making, what happens? You discover that for all the wandering around that you've done, what you were looking for was already present within us. Jeh gad gadyo, the one that has created the gad, the body, the human apparatus, sa gad mein pawa. So the one that has shaped us is indeed within. Gad mein pawa, we found it right within us. So Kabirji is saving us the trouble of a wild goose chase. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.